All right, number 5, we're going to go ahead and get this down. Now remember, we're working with the ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Now we're dealing with the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And y'all, your fraction bars, you see how mine is going over the entire thing? Make sure you show that. All right, let's go ahead and check our equation. Is it equal to 0? The answer is yes. So since it is equal to 0, we are going to go ahead and start labeling stuff. Our a is 5, our b is 9, our c is 3. Comes from those numbers up there. B squared, that means just square b, which in this case is 9 squared, which is 81. 4 times a times c gives me 60. 2 times a, 2 times 5 is 10. So let's plug in chug. Let's do this. X equals negative. Make sure that negative is there. Our b is 9 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 81. There's another minus. Make sure that minus is there no matter what. Minus 4ac, which is 60, all over 2a, which is 10. Now let's clean this up a bit. X equals negative 9 plus minus the square root of 81 minus 60 is 21 over 10. And this is kind of fun because it doesn't simplify. 21, like you can break apart as 7 and 3, but those aren't perfect squares. So, and then 9 and 10 don't reduce. So you're literally looking at your answers. And since your answer is set up this way where there's a radical in it, you can keep the plus minus together. For those who are like, but I want to separate it. If you wanted to separate the answers, then this is all it would look like, just so you have a frame of reference. That's one of the answers, right? Because I just put the plus sign here. And then the other answer would be negative 9 minus square root of 21 over 10. All right? So that's essentially it for that one right there, if you wanted to split it. But all three of these are valid. Like this is valid. This is perfectly great right here. And then these two are also good answers. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead. I'll do the video. I'll do 5 and 6 on this same video. Scrolling down, we have the same garbage. Going to ask ourselves, is this problem equal to 0? The answer is yes. Mister, there's no number here. What do I do when there's no number here? Lord, help me, COVID. If there's no number there, that's a 1. So our A is 1. Our B is 18. Our C is 85. B squared, which, hold up, I should know that by heart, but I don't. Let me push pause and figure it out. Is 324. I had to use Desmos. 4 times A is 1 for A times C, which is 85. Lord. 85 equals, I'm going to do that on the calculator. Hold up. That is 340 when it's all said and done. And then 2 times A is just 2. Now let's put this garbage together. X equals negative. Make sure that negative is always there. B, I'll scroll up and see if we can see the old equation. Yeah, there it is. So X equals negative B, which in this case is 18, plus minus the square root of B squared, which is 324, minus 4AC, which is 340, all over 2A, which is just 2. All right, we got that down. I'm going to scroll back down. Okay, so we have this thing set up, and it looks good to go. So let's go ahead and clean it up. So this is our step A. Our step B is cleaning it up. X equals negative 18 plus minus the square root of 324 minus 340 is negative 16. Uh-oh, got ourselves that negative under there. Don't forget that. Now I'm going to go to step C, and I'm going to break apart my radical. So when I break apart my radical, I'm going to maintain everything, but this is what it gets broken into, a negative 1 times 16. And I'm taking that negative 1 out, y'all, because I want to take out the I. So if you're wondering how I did this, this is negative 16 in step B. And step C, I have negative 1 times 16, which is the same number. So now I'm going to go to step D, and X equals, I'm going to do this all at once. The square root of negative 1 is I, and the square root of 16 is 4. So watch how this happens. This is the worst part, I think, for most students. So the 4 comes out, and the I comes out, and then I simplify over 2. All right? So again, the negative 1, that's where my I came from. The square root of -1 is I, and then the square root of 16 is 4. Now, we're almost done. This is about a 95% credit, but we're going to simplify this like we learned yesterday, 18, 4, and 2. The GCF of those numbers is 2. So you're going to divide the whole thing by 2. So you get, are the numbers anyways, x equals -18 divided by 2 is -9, plus minus 2i, because 4 divided by 2. And then this thing is over 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1, which you can rewrite as this, plus minus 2i. And you can keep that in your answer, and that's it. So you have 2 answers right there, and we're good to go.